Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Dandvat Pranam Mataji. So let's take the blessing from our ISKCON Shishadripuram deities. जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमाई की जय, गौरनिताई की जय, पंचतत्व की जय, गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय. So we'll do the prayers. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य अज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपिष्टाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंदा. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so we are in chapter number 10, the opulence of the absolute, and we are in shlok number 32. सर्गनामधिरान्तश्च मध्यं चैवहम् अर्जुन मध्यात्मविद्यानां वदा प्रभाततम् aham. Translation: Of all the creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle. O Arjuna, of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. So if you see, there is a connection between chapter 9 and 10. So if you see in chapter number 9, Krishna ends the chapter number 9 with the direct promotion to fix the mind onto Krishna. So if you remember, shlok number 34 in the chapter number 9, Man Manaman Bhakto, right? So he is directing us to fix your mind onto Krishna. And in chapter number 2, describes the Lord opulence, on which devotee can fix their mind, and how to remember him when we see his opulence, opulent, powerful, beautiful things in this world, right? So the chapter 9 conclusion is that one should become a pure devotee of the Lord. And chapter number 10 will increase our devotion by hearing more about Krishna's opulence. One may think why Krishna is talking about his opulences. Is he praising himself? He is boasting himself? No, that is not correct. So he is telling his opulence, and majorly 6 opulences are given here, but his opulences are unlimited. So he is talking about his opulences to Arjuna so that we can get the benefit. And how we'll get the benefit, we'll see that in this shloka. So Arjuna's doubt here is that how we can remember all the time about Krishna in this material world, isn't it? So if you see, most of us, we do devotional service or services like chanting, kirtan, remembering Lord for few hours in 24 hours, right? So some may do it for half an hour, some may do it for 1 hour, some may do it for 3, 4. But how we can remember Krishna all the time in this material world? Because the rest of the day we are in the material world. So it is said that there are two ways we can remember Krishna. So what are these two ways? So one way is intensive way and the other way is inclusive way. So what is intensive way? So intensive way, just now I mentioned, when we do bhakti, chanting, kirtan, and we go to temple. So this is called as intensive way, where we focus totally on Krishna and do the bhakti. But what is the inclusive way? So inclusive way is when we don't, we are outside the temple or we are not doing chanting or we are not doing some kirtan. We are at work. We are, you know, playing the family responsibilities or when we are in the material world. So that is the maximum hours we are spending our time. And that is called as inclusive. So that time, how we can remember Krishna? So that is the reason why Krishna taught us about Vibhuti. Vibhuti is opulences. To see how we can see Krishna's Vibhuti everywhere. So if you see in chapter number 10, right from slok number 20th to 39, is not the exhaustive list of Krishna's opulences. These are categorically the main few opulences of Krishna. In fact, Krishna's opulences is unlimited, that we know, right? So there are two things. One above many and one among many. So what is the distinction between these two? One above many and one among many. So who is one above many? So Krishna is one above many, right? If you see, he is a different league, he is a different category itself. So we can refer Krishna as one above many. What about one among many? So one among many is someone who have exceptional skills. Let's say someone is very intelligent. Someone is a very good singer. Someone is a very exceptional chef. Someone is a very exceptional cricketer. So that is nothing but one among many. But if you see this exceptional quality is only because of Krishna's spark. Krishna's spark on that particular human being. So once Prabhupada was going in a flight. So in those days, having a common TV in a flight is a very big thing. So Prabhupada was going in a flight along with the disciple and he was watching TV. And in that TV, they were playing a movie of Charlie Chaplin. And Prabhupada was laughing like anything. He was continuously laughing by seeing that movie of Charlie Chaplin. So the devotees along with him, all his servants, they were little surprised. They were thinking, is Prabhupada is doing some kind of sense gratification? Because generally, right, in ISKCON, we always try to restrict all kind of sense gratification, let it be movie or anything. So they were little surprised whether actually Prabhupada is doing self gratification. But the answer is no. He was actually seeing the opulence of Krishna. So he was seeing that how humorous is Charlie Chaplin. It is all because of the spark of Krishna. So this doesn't mean we start seeing movies. The whole point of telling this is that Krishna is everywhere. So one of my previous company I was working with, they did an eye surgery, and that eye surgery was done totally by a robot. No intervention of a eye surgery. And the perfection of that surgery was so perfect. It was more perfect than an eye surgery. So the thing is, everything is replaceable. When we have some kind of beauty or opulence in ourselves, as I was mentioning that somebody may be very intelligent, some may have some exceptional quality. It is so the person take it two way. Either he build his ego on that, or he see it as a Krishna's spark on him. Right? So that is why it is said everything is opulences. We have seen the pastime of Hiranyakashipu. So there is a hierarchy of qualities in everybody. So let's say the human being have 50 qualities, and maybe a Brahma is having 55 qualities. Like that, Shiva may have 50 quality, but Krishna will have, let's say, 64 qualities. But that doesn't mean that Krishna is having 64 qualities. We already read that Krishna is having unlimited qualities, and nothing actually exists without him. So Hiranyakashipu, he was knowing this hierarchical concept. He was knowing that Vishnu is having the highest qualities. So what Hiranyakashipu thought, he thought, I will do so many tapasya that one day I will kill Vishnu and I will become the topmost. This is same way we do in our daily life also. In every field, the person thinks, I will displace the other person. So we may think that God is, we may put him in hierarchy, the topmost, but he is in a different category or he is in a different league. Nobody can actually compete with the God. Why? Because he is the source of all these skills. So every skill or every spark that actually comes from God. So Prahlad Maharaj actually he tries to convince Hiranyakashipu that Vishnu is not your enemy. Vishnu is not your enemy. Actually, your uncontrolled mind and your thinking is your enemy. So one very important thing is people may have vibhuti. Let's say someone is singing very well and he sings Krishna's bhajan very well. Then he is actually helping taking others towards Krishna. So we have to think about this, whether my abilities is taking me towards Krishna or it is taking me towards my ego. So everything attractive actually comes from Krishna. But everything which is attractive may not take you to Krishna. That we have to remember. So there is a one very beautiful example. So you know ocean, right? So every drop of water actually come from ocean. So let's say a drop of water is going toward desert, right? So from the ocean, the drop of water is going toward desert. So if you follow that desert, you won't get ocean. Okay, so the drop of water which is going toward desert, if you follow that, you won't get the ocean. But if you follow the source of that drop of water, you will get the ocean. So whatever we are getting attracted in our material life, we have to follow the source of that. We have to follow the source of that. So everything which is attractive actually comes from Krishna. That we have to remember. That is why Lord is telling here in Arjuna that of all creation, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. So that is the whole purport of this shloka. So thank you very much for joining. Anything you want to add or discuss? So please share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
One is intensive and another is inclusive, means INCLU.
Yeah, INCLUSIVE.
Inclusive means it is included in our mind.
So basically, to remember Krishna, we have two things. One is intensive, and other
I
is
could
inclusive.
understand. But
Yeah.
inclusive,
Inclusive is when actually you can say like that, ki the most of the time we are in the material world, right?
Okay.
Only when we are doing chanting or association, kirtan, that time we are in the spiritual world actually.
spiritual
The
word
rest
and
of the
it is
time is
intensive.
exclusive.
Hmm.
Inclusive, sorry. The rest of the time is inclusive, which is the material world where we spend maximum hours. Does
So
that
in
answer?
that
Prabhuji?
time we don't think about Krishna.
Yes. So actually the maximum time when we are in the material world, we are actually attracted by various other things, right? We may attracted to various material attractions or problems. So that time we get actually diverted. We don't remember Krishna. So through these opulences, actually, Krishna is telling how we can actually remember him during that time also.
Prabhuji, when we
Yes.
work and when we do something, also we in the mind we chant Hare Krishna. Then it is intensive or inclusive?
Yes, so it is
Not going to
inclusive.
temple, we are not going to anywhere. We are in
Yes.
our work.
Yes.
While doing work, we in the mind we chant.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is inclusive or intensive?
Yes. So actually what you are doing is in the situation of inclusive, you are making it as intensive. Means staying in the material world, you are actually converting it towards the spiritual world. So you are actually going from inclusive to intensive.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Thank you for joining. Any announcements for today? Shri Hari Prabhu or anybody have any announcements?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, the announcement is like on May 15th, we are starting the next batch of Gita Gyan. So Gita Gyan 10. So we'll be rolling out the posters very soon with the registration link. request everyone to please promote this and share it with all their friends and family and all the WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
Therein. Thank you.
Prabhuji, that is level 1, right?
Level 1 program. Yes. Level
Okay.
1.
18 days chapter.
18 days.
18 days.
Level 1. So it will be in different languages. So Prabhuji will be sending the forms. You please fill that form, whatever language you prefer, whatever time you prefer. There will be different timings based on your comfort. You can fill the form along with the language preferred and timing. And it's very good session done by, I think we have done many sessions like this. Every year we are doing it. So please take the advantage, share with your family friends.
Prabhuji, very nice announcement today.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That we will promote.
Yes, please, please. So thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis. Please join tomorrow again with another shloka. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.